Dave here, and just here with the Allison Grand Sport. We're going to test out a custom 26 trophy that was cut by Billy Eves to Darris Allison's specs. It's called an Allison cut. Just has a few modifications to the barrel and the blades, and it's been blueprinted basically. So let's take a look around the boat though. I want to show you some cool features of the boat and just some things about the hull design and just the overall design of the boat. So let's do a quick walk around. So the Allison's really small. It's the first thing you notice about it when you get up close. Even for a 20-foot boat, it seems kind of small. Obviously, it's got a really low profile, fairly narrow beam, although it's not as narrow as you believe. When you get inside, it actually holds 3 people easily in the back seat. It's got 2 nice little bucket seats. And it's got tons of storage, actually. That's one really cool thing. And this boat's been really well thought out. From underneath the front there to in the side gunnels here to below the seats. You can actually lift these seats out. And there's storage underneath here. There's actually access point to the fuel tank. Each rear panel pulls up. You got storage in there. It's both sides, lockable. Same with the rear hatch. Full access to the fuel tank, rigging, everything. Once again, it's all lockable. Really well thought out. Cockpit's actually really slim, but really well designed, so you actually never really feel cramped in there. It feels like a cockpit, like everything's in perfect reach. The hot foot throttle's in a decent spot. It's not the best for certain shoes, but you can rest your foot on the bottom there. I have no problem with it. And yeah, the Lavoisier gauges look pretty sharp in here with the white on black. But again, there's a lockable glove compartment, cup holders for everyone. And again, tons of seating. Like, the seating is, for such a small boat, is actually incredible. And it's got pop-up cleats on the side. You can tie off up on these rails in the back here. So our boat is not super unique, but it has an Allison designed custom-made jack plate. This is the first of this generation. This might be the prototype version. And it's 5.5 inches setback. The jack plate itself only travels 3 inches, actually. A few reasons for that is you don't really need much more than that on a boat that's set up right. And you don't want the gear case to hit the skid planer, which we have on there. So yeah, you can see the skid planer attaches to the jack plate, and it drops. And it's about 3¼ inches above the pad, so it's actually up and out of the water when underway. And we have 2-inch setback brackets in front of the jack plate there. So we have a total of 7.5 inches of setback. Seems to work really well with this setup. Some people go with more, with lighter engines. This setup seems pretty good. So one thing you notice too, that's talked about a lot on Allison boats, is the hull design. It's very unique. So it has a 22-degree dead rise off the pad. The pad has a slight radius in it, which actually reduces drag. That's one neat trick. Full length strakes, 2, and then 3 on the outside chine, if you want to count that. And what's really famous about the hull design is it has a little lip. So it's not a hook per se. Hooks are actually more pronounced and they're usually longer running. And this is actually flush up until just the back end, and there's a tiny lip right there. And it's actually running on all of the rear entry of the hull. And what that does is provides really good rear lift. So when you're running, it forces the bow down in a sense at neutral trim, and the boat actually responds really well because, for one, you don't get any porpoising or weird handling at all at lower speeds, even with a heavier engine like this. And at higher speeds, it holds the bow down, but you still get tons of lift. So when you see the Allisons running properly, they're actually running really flat in a way. They're not really bow high like some boats get, which is good because you don't want to become like a barn door through the air, which some boats become when they get too bow high. They can carry the bow, but that's not necessarily what you want sometimes. So yeah, that's enough about the weird thing. Some guys do talk about shaving it off and it changes the performance of the boat, but I think it negatively affects the boat because it actually causes too much bow rise, especially in a boat like this. The way it's designed like that for many reasons, and Dara spent tons of time doing it. So what you get is yeah, really dialed in performance. What other quirky features does this boat have? It has a nice grab handle here on the bow. It's bolted across. Nice for pulling the boat up on the beach or pulling out of the trailer. Yeah, this boat came with a custom Allison Boatmate trailer. Looks pretty good. Tandem axle. And yeah, it's this boat was also custom made with a white interior. A lot of Allisons have a gray interior or an off-white interior. This one's pure white to go with the white and black, and it has the I ordered it with a pinstripe delete. You'll see a lot of Allison Grand Sports with a pinstripe. I just wanted to make it really clean, kind of more modern, because the boat looks so modern already, kind of ahead of its time. So we did that. So yeah, that's it. Like what else? Pretty much everything else is kind of standard issue, so to speak. So yeah, guys, the trophy worked really well. I love the way it drives. It just seems like the boat just handles better with it. It's more nimble. It feels lighter as it might because it's got a smaller diameter. Just kind of feels super efficient. The boat accelerates quite a bit better. Obviously, it just runs out of pitch because it's not quite enough, and probably I think the top speed is like 71 or 72 or something like that. It just caps out at 6,000 RPM or just under that. So, but everything was great. The acceleration's awesome. We'll check the cruise numbers. If my pictures worked, I was trying to take pictures of the dash while we were going to get the fuel flow and the RPM and speed. So we'll check that and just kind of see. But I'm betting it's pretty good. But yeah, it's awesome. I love the prop. I wish they made a 28 or a 30 trophy style prop, and then I could work one of those and probably work really well in this boat. But it's harder to find these small diameter props. So